Hello and welcome back to WION World is One. I'm Kanishka Sarkar, and over the next half an hour I'll take you through all the global news action. This is Speed News, and let's get started with all the stories making headlines at this hour. The death toll from two powerful earthquakes in Venezuela has risen to at least 235 according to the country's health ministry. Health Minister Carlos Alvarado said more than 1,500 people have also been injured as rescue efforts continue across affected regions. The quakes measuring magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 according to the U.S. Geological Survey struck northern Venezuela within minutes of each other on Wednesday night. Emergency crews and residents are continuing search and rescue operations as buildings remain collapsed or severely damaged along parts of the Caribbean coast. Satellite images show the scale of devastation along Venezuela's coastline, with before and after views of La Guaira revealing widespread destruction in one of the hardest hit areas. U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States will provide aid to earthquake-ravaged Venezuela. He also claimed that taking over Venezuela was done in less than a day and that oil is now flowing. He added that following the massive earthquakes, he will support relief efforts. A team of 45 Chilean firefighters will travel to Venezuela as part of an international rescue mission. The contingent is carrying 12 tons of specialized equipment, including search and rescue gear, medical supplies, and tools designed to assist in locating and recovering survivors from collapsed structures. Israel says it has no timetable for withdrawing forces from Lebanon, Gaza, or Syria, as Defense Minister Israel Katz and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insist troops will remain as long as necessary. The statement comes amid ongoing talks involving Israel and Lebanon. Katz said that Israel must maintain a security presence in Lebanon, Syria, and Gaza to protect its communities from what he described as jihadist threats. UN's Maritime Agency has paused efforts to evacuate thousands of mariners stranded in the Strait of Hormuz after a ship was reportedly struck near Oman. Multiple reports citing a U.S. official suggested that the cargo vessel was hit by an Iranian drone. Iran has not claimed responsibility for any such action. The pause in the evacuation operation comes days after the International Maritime Organization said that an agreement between the U.S. and Iran had opened the way for evacuation of more than 11,000 stranded seafarers from the Persian Gulf region. The British Maritime Security Agency, UK said that a cargo ship was hit on the starboard side by an unknown projectile, causing damage to the bridge but reporting no casualties. The United Nations Security Council has unanimously renewed the UN Disengagement Observer Force peacekeeping mission in the Golan Heights. The Council reaffirmed the 1974 disengagement agreement, stressing the need for full respect of its terms and prohibition of any military presence in the separation zone. Syria's UN representative Ibrahim Olabi welcomed the decision, saying it reinforces the validity of the agreement and the importance of upholding it. A major fire has broken out at a warehouse facility in Kyiv following a fresh wave of Russian ballistic missile attacks, injuring 2 people. Authorities say the overnight strike sparked a large blaze in the capital as both sides continue to intensify long-range aerial operations. Firefighters battled the flame as Ukraine carried out drone strikes targeting oil refineries inside Russia. Russia's foreign ministry says it will expel Romania's consul general and order the closure of Romania's consulate in St. Petersburg. Russia says the move is in protest against Romania's decision to close its consulate in Constanta. Russia's foreign ministry has summoned the Romanian ambassador to Russia to protest against Bucharest's move. Romania says the decision comes after a Russian drone strike struck an apartment building in the city of Galati during an overnight attack on neighboring Ukraine. In Bahrain, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has dismissed Russian claims that the United States failed to honor an agreement allegedly reached in Alaska over the war in Ukraine. Speaking to reporters, Rubio said there was no agreement, only a proposal, and added that the United States remains ready to support efforts aimed at achieving a lasting end to the conflict. The Democratic Republic of Congo's Ebola outbreak has intensified, with confirmed cases rising to 1,155 as health authorities struggle to contain the virus. Health officials say misinformation and distrust remain major challenges, with some communities resisting testing, treatment, and safe burial procedures. Authorities say containing the outbreak will require stronger community cooperation, improved security, and sustained international support. In neighboring Kenya, protests erupted over plans to build an Ebola quarantine facility for Americans, despite the Kenyan government's backing of the project. U.S. President Donald Trump hosted a dinner for farmers at the White House Rose Garden after signing an agriculture-related executive order aimed at accelerating agricultural innovation and strengthening the U.S. food supply. The order expands federal support for agricultural research and development, including increased investment in regenerative farming practices. Trump also highlighted a proposed $11.1 billion in assistance for farmers, part of a wider $88 billion supplemental funding request currently before Congress. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum received Spanish King Felipe at the National Palace, marking a gradual thaw in relations after years of diplomatic tension over their colonial history. The visit comes ahead of Spain-Uruguay FIFA World Cup match in Guadalajara. Relations between the two countries have been strained since 2019, when Mexico's then president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, called for a formal apology from Spain for abuses committed during the colonial era. Tensions continued under Sheinbaum, who excluded the Spanish monarch from her 2024 inauguration after Spain declined to issue an apology. In a rare gesture, earlier this year, King Felipe appeared to acknowledge Spain's colonial past during a visit to the museum exhibition in Madrid focused on indigenous Mexican women. A celebration of Mexico's World Cup match victory turned violent in Cabo San Lucas after a car rammed into a crowd of fans, injuring more than a dozen people. Authorities in La Cabo say that 17 people were treated for injuries, including the driver, who was arrested at the scene. Social media footage shows a black car accelerating into a group of supporters wearing Mexico football shirts before crashing into roadside barriers. Officials confirmed the incident occurred during celebrations following Mexico's 3-0 win over the Czech Republic in the final World Cup group match. Former Wydad Casablanca Football Club president Said Nasiri and former Eastern Regional official Abdenabi Bioui have been sentenced to 10 and 12 years in prison, respectively, in a major drug trafficking case known as Escobar of the Sahara. The verdict follows a 2-year trial linked to allegations of large-scale narcotic smuggling operations. Colombia's hard-right president-elect, Abelardo de la Espriella, says that democracy has been saved in his first speech since official results confirmed his electoral win. De la Espriella won the tightly fought presidential election by less than a percentage point as Colombia endures its highest levels of violence in a decade. Afghanistan's Taliban authorities have imposed a ban on smartphone use for civil and military officials, including judges, effective from June 16th. Under the new directive, violators face penalties that include the destruction of their phones and possible legal action. The move has raised concerns over growing restrictions on access to information in the country. King Charles III will not move into Buckingham Palace following the completion of a $487 million refurbishment as the monarchy plans to increase public access to the historic building. Royal officials say the King and Queen Camilla will continue to carry out official duties from the palace, which will remain the ceremonial and operational center of the monarchy, while continuing to reside at Clarence House. Officials describe Buckingham Palace as the monarchy headquarters and a key national landmark. The announcement was made during a briefing on royal finances, where it was also revealed that King Charles has become the first British monarch to disclose the taxes he has paid, totaling £12.9 million in the 2024-25 financial year. French President Emmanuel Macron says significant work has been carried out in France to support climate adaptation efforts, including investment in housing, public buildings, and infrastructure. Speaking at a joint press conference with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni in southern France, Macron said the country has made substantial progress in responding to global warming. He also described the current heat wave as unprecedented, warning that its intensity and duration exceed anything previously recorded in Europe.
Gros travail.
On to tech updates now. Italy-based AI firm Domain will release a fully open-source artificial intelligence model within a year, aiming to reduce Europe's dependence on US and Chinese AI systems. The model will have more than 400 billion parameters, making it one of Europe's largest open-source AI projects. Domain said that AI will be free for companies and governments to run on their own infrastructure without relying on external cloud services. The project is backed by the European Commission and will use Europe's supercomputing network to train the model from scratch. Canada's TD Bank will use software to track how employees spend their time at work, raising fresh concerns over workplace privacy. The software will monitor activity on web browsers, internal chat platforms, and meeting apps to help managers track workflows and performance. Legal experts say Canadian workers have limited protection against digital workplace surveillance, as the country's privacy laws remain weaker than those in the European Union. Apple has raised prices of its iPads, MacBooks, HomePods, and Apple TV devices, citing sharply rising memory chip costs driven by the AI boom. The company said growing demand for memory chips used in AI data centers has pushed component prices to record levels, making it harder to absorb the extra cost. Apple said it had delayed price hikes for months but could no longer shield customers from the surge in chip prices. On to updates from the world of business now. Tokyo's core inflation stayed below the Bank of Japan's 2% target for a fifth straight month in June, though price growth is slightly higher from the previous month. The latest figures suggest inflationary pressures remain subdued but persistent. The data reinforces expectations that the central bank will continue its cautious gradual approach to any future interest rate hikes. Policymakers are closely watching underlying inflation trends and wage growth as they assess the timing and scale of any further monetary policy tightening. Samsung Electronics is reportedly preparing a record investment plan of up to 1,000 trillion won, that is about $648 billion over the coming decades, marking one of the largest corporate spending commitments in South Korea's history. Strategy is aimed at significantly expanding semiconductor manufacturing capacity while also accelerating research and development in advanced technologies. The investment is expected to strengthen Samsung's leadership in the global chip industry and reinforce South Korea's position in the fast-growing race for artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, and next-generation innovation. New York City has voted to freeze rents on nearly 1 million rent-stabilized apartments, marking a major policy win for Mayor Zoran Mamdani. The decision follows strong support from tenant groups despite opposition from landlord representatives who want the move undermines the independence of the rent board. The freeze comes as housing costs continue to rise, with Manhattan rents recently hitting record highs and vacancy rates falling to multi-year lows, intensifying the city's affordability debate. Ecuador stunned Germany 2-1 to secure a place in World Cup round of 32, with Gonzalo Plata scoring decisive goal in 77th minute. While Ivory Coast defeated Curaçao 2-0, ending their impressive underdog run and qualifying for knockout stage. The 2026 FIFA World Cup action continues today. 2010 champions Spain face the inaugural World Cup winners Uruguay at the Guadalajara Stadium. They have clashed at the FIFA World Cup twice, with both games ending in a draw. Spain just need a draw to secure the spot in the round of 32. However, things are a bit more complicated for the Uruguayans, with a victory needed to guarantee a spot in the last 32. Lamine Yamal will once again be the focus. The 18-year-old scored on his first World Cup start, which was a 4-0 victory over Saudi Arabia. The weekend's Austrian Grand Prix has been declared a heat hazard race by Formula One authorities. A race is adjudged a heat hazard when the temperature is forecast to exceed 31 degrees Celsius at any time the cars are scheduled to be on track. The ruling means drivers can use a cooling kit that flows cooled liquid through a system of pipes in a fireproof top one under their overalls. The cooling kit is not mandatory, but any driver who chooses not to use it has to carry 5 kg of ballast in their car to ensure a level playing field. Austria is the first race this season to be declared a heat hazard amid a heat wave across Europe. On to updates from the world of entertainment. The highly anticipated Season 3 premiere of The House of Dragon has drawn an impressive 21.5 million global viewers in the first 3 days, according to the studio and Nielsen. While the viewership numbers remain incredibly strong, they mark an 8% dip from the Season 2 premiere, which brought in 23.4 million viewers during its opening weekend. The 8-episode third season will continue dropping new episodes every Sunday leading up to the finale in August. Makers of Shrek have officially set a release date for much-anticipated spin-off Donkey. It is slated to hit theatres on June 30th, 2028. The film will see Eddie Murphy reprise his iconic voice role, arriving exactly 1 year after the planned release of Shrek 5 in 2027. The spin-off will explore the character's origin story, directed by Charlie Bean and Matt Flynn. Donkey is poised to expand the beloved animated franchise. Academy Award-winning composer A.R. Rahman has been awarded the Golden Plate Award at the 56th International Achievement Summit in Washington, D.C. It was presented by filmmaker Peter Jackson. The award is one of the Academy of Achievement's highest honors. While expressing his gratitude, Rahman said, and I quote him here, "It wouldn't have been possible without the people of India."